Good morning.
Good morning.
So today, June 24, 2026, so we're going to conduct private conference for 3 contract IDs, namely contract ID number 26FA0012, 26FA0013, and 26FA0014. Lahat po sila civil works. So, again, let us first establish a quorum. Of course, with me as the Vice Chairperson presiding this conference. Engineer Pani Ricato, our OIC Chief, Quality Assurance Section. Ma'am, good morning. Engineer Witz Rodriguez, the third, a professional member. Sir, good morning. Engineer Tin Simanes, our end users representative. Good morning, ma'am. Engineer Eva Clarino, Head of Box Secretariat. Of course, together with the box her members. Sir, Ma'am Colette Dizon, ma'am, good morning. Ma'am Saanang Rugando, good morning, ma'am. Sir Lar Frias, our computer operator. And of course, to our YouTube viewers, good morning to all of us, to all of you. Observers representative from contractor, those who are watching us right now. Of course, from COA, representative from PCCI, and of course, the NGO and the NAPA. So, we are here this morning actually to conduct this private conference for these 3 contract IDs. So, to clarify and explain any of the requirements, terms, and conditions, and specification is stipulated in the bidding documents. So, without further ado, let me call in our BACSEC member to please start reading of the private.
Good morning, everyone. Invitation to bid for 26FA0012, construction of multipurpose building, covered convertible to evacuation center, Barangay Pinagbobong, Tabaco City, Albay. 13.340996, 123.699996. The DPWH Albay First DEO through GA 2026 intends to apply the sum of 11,760,000 being the approved budget for the contract. Completion of the work is required 200 calendar days. Prospective bidders should be registered with and classified by the PICA with license category at least size range small b. Bidders should have completed within 10 years from the date of submission and receipt of bids a contract similar to the project. The description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in Section 2, Instruction to Bidders. The prospective bidder shall submit its valid and updated PhilJEP certificate of registration, platinum membership pursuant to requirements provided in Section 20 in the IRR of RA 12009. Bidding is restricted to Filipino citizens, sole proprietorship, cooperatives, and partnership or organization with at least 60% interest or outstanding capital stock belonging to citizens of the Philippines. Interested bidders may obtain further information from DPWH Albay First DEO and inspect the bidding documents at the address given below from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders on June 11, 2026 to July 6, 2026 from the address below and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the GPPB in the amount of 25,000 pesos. Prospective bidders should present the original official receipt of payment for bid documents to the Box Secretariat of this office before deadline for inclusion in the list of contractors for eligibility processing. The owner or authorized representatives included in the CRC will be allowed to transact business relative to the bidding matters per DO 197 series of 2001. Those representatives not included in the CRC are required to submit a special power of attorney or secretary certificate, whichever is applicable, and one valid government ID for the owner and representative to be allowed to transact business. All participating bidders must be in the documents request list of the PhilJEP's website. Bid opening shall be on July 6, 2026, 10:01 a.m. onwards on Procurement Unit, Albay First DEO. Also in compliance with Department Order Number 169, Series of 2025, Guidelines on the Accreditation and Assignment of Contractors and Consultants Project Engineers, it is hereby ordered to follow the full implementation and assigning only qualified and competent project engineers of the contractors and consultants in DPWH projects. Hence, the submitted bids must contain key personnel, particularly project engineers which are accredited DPWH project engineers. For further information, please refer to Michael A. Presbyterian, Chief Construction Section DPWH Albay first. The minimum work experience requirements for key personnel are the following: Project Manager 5, Project Engineer 1, Materials Engineer 1, Construction Foreman 1. This qualification applies if the pledged person's largest project that handle does not meet the required 50% of the ABC. The minimum major equipment requirements are the following: 1 bagger mixer, 1 plate compactor, 1 welding machine, 2 complete vibrator, 1 cutting outfit, 1 bartender, 1 bar cutter, civil, electrical, structural tools, and enough. Modifying the list of requirements to be pledged or non-compliant as to required equipment, and the number of units in the BDS is considered as a complete bid in a ground for disqualification is strictly comply with the requirements prescribed under DEO 58 Series of 2012, inclusion of material data on the pledged equipment of a bidder in his bid documents, DEO 11 Series of 2017, inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid, DEO 253 Series of 2003, accreditation of asphalt and Portland cement concrete patching plants. Additional contract documents required for the contract: construction methods, construction schedule in the form of per CPN diagram, precedence diagram, and bar chart with S-curve or other approved tools of project scheduling and cash flow, manpower schedule, equipment utilization schedule, construction safety and health program, contractors or risk insurance. That's it.
So thank you so much, Kulit. So, bidders, please take note of those reminders na actually nandiyan naman talaga nakasaad sa instruction to bidders or invitation to bids. So, let us now, let me call in Sir Wits to discuss the plans and specifications.
Good morning. So for ID 26FA0012, the detailed engineering design plan for construction of multi-purpose building, covered court, convertible evacuation center, Barangay Pinagbobong, Tabaco City, Albay, with coordinates 13.340996, latitude 123.699996, longitude, please. So next, please. So here's the perspective plan for the vicinity map, along with the bill of quantities and pay items, their volumes. Next, please. So the location will be showing the topographic survey. The location will be located at the Pinagbobong Elementary School, Tabaco, Albay. Next, please. So ito rin po yung magiging floor plan niya. Yung floor plan niya showing also the color coding of for the basketball court. And the size is 30 by 17 meters. Next, please. Here's the rear elevation of the building. Next. Left side elevation. Next, please. Transverse section showing the trusses and how will be the basketball court ring will be attached. Next. Showing also the blow-up detail of PWD ramp. Next, please. Ito rin po yung court cover signage and barricade plan. So, yung signages natin for yung mga safety and yung barricade ng project. Next. Structural details, notes. Next. Next, please. So, yung typical bar spacer, slab on grades, detail and footing detail. So, showing na rin po din yung cutting list natin. Next, please. So, beam layout, 4 meters. Next. Beam layout at 6 meters. Dalawa po ang beam natin. Next. Transverse frame diagram. So, showing din yung sa cutting list natin sa back. Next. Showing din the typical framing layout. Tapos yung sa mga detailed section, plastic, subgrad, etc. Next please. Blow up detail of the structure leading up the ramp. Next. Electrical layout, lighting. So may ilaw po tayo dun sa forward court. Next. Calculation po ng electrical. Next. Sa plumbing, ito rin po yung general notes ng plumbing natin. Next. Isometric drainage line layout. Yung sa floor drain, ay sa roof drain natin. Next. Ito rin po yung details ng sa Office of the Project Engineer, temporary facilities natin. Next. Notes din po sa next. Electrical power layout. Kasama ito sa facility natin. Next. And not the list yung detail of project labor na required as per department order and POA. Next. Thank you. Yun lang po. Any questions? Nandun lang po sa PDFs.
Thank you, Sir Wicks. So again, bidders, please take note of all those reminders. So any other additional information from the So since we don't have any face-to-face server, so definitely wala naman magpo-question kasi this is the time for them to ask question as far as this contract is concerned. So again, without further ado, let us continue our proceedings. Let's proceed with the contract ID 26 FA0013. So Ma'am 13. So Ma'am Kulit, please go ahead, please. Thank you.
Invitation to bid for 26 FA0013, construction of multipurpose building covered court, convertible to evacuation center, Barangay Matalipni, Malinao, Albay, 13.3901213.67753. The DPWH Albay First DEO through GAA 2026 intends to apply the sum of 11,880,000. Completion of the work is required 200 calendar days. The contract shall be awarded to the lowest calculated bidder, lowest calculated responsive bidder who was determined as such during cost qualification. Prospective bidder should be registered with and classified by the pickup with license category at the size range small b. Bidder should have completed within 10 years from the date of submission and receipt of bids a contract similar to the project. The description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in Section 2, Instruction to Bidders. The prospective bidder shall submit its valid and updated field job certificate of registration pursuant to the requirements provided in Section 20 in the IRR of RE 12009. Bidding is required to Filipino citizens or to partnership cooperatives and partnership or organizations with at least 60% interest or outstanding capital stock belonging to citizens of the Philippines. Interested bidders may obtain further information from DPWH Albay First DEO, inspect the bidding documents in the address given below from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interest bidders on June 12, 2026 to July 6, 2026 from the address below and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the GPTB in the amount of 25,000 pesos. Prospective bidders shall present the original official receipt of payment for bid documents to the Back Secretariat of this office before the deadline for inclusion in the list of contractors for eligibility processing. The owner of authorized representatives included in the CRC will be allowed to transact business relative to the bidding matters per DO 197 series of 2001. Those representatives not included in the CRC are required to submit special power of attorney or secretary certificate, whichever is applicable, and one valid government ID for the owner and representative to be allowed to transact business. All participating bidders must be in the documents request list of the PhilJEP's website. These must be received by the Bids and Awards Committee Secretary through manual submission in the at the address indicated below on or before July 6, 2026, 10 a.m. Paid bid shall not be accepted. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in the amount stated in the ITD Clause 16. Bid opening shall be on July 6, 2026, 10:01 a.m. onwards at the Procurement Unit Albay First. Also, in compliance with Department Order Number 169, Series of 2025, Guidelines of the Accreditation and Assignment of Contractors and consultants project engineers, it is hereby ordered to follow the full implementation on assigning only qualified and competent project engineers of the contractors and consultants in the DPWH projects. Hence, the submitted bids must contain key personnel, particularly project engineer, which are accredited by DPWH. For further information, please refer to Michael A. Respeto, Chief Construction Section, DPWH Albay first. The minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following: Project Manager 5, Project Engineer 1, Materials Engineer 1, Construction Foreman 1. This qualification applies if the pledged person who starts project handler does not meet the 50% of ABC. The minimum major equipment requirements are the following: 1 background mixer, 1 plate compactor, 1 welding machine, 2 complete vibrator, 1 cutting outfit, 1 bartender, 1 bar cutter, enough civil electrical structural tools. Modifying the list of requirements to be pledged or non-compliant as to required equipment and the number of units in the BDS is considered incomplete bid and a ground for disqualification. The strictly comply the requirements prescribed under DEO 58 series of 2012, inclusion of material data on the pledged equipment of a bidder in his bid documents, DEO 11 series of 2017, inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid, DEO 253 series of 2003, accreditation of asphalt and Portland cement concrete batching plants. Those additional contract documents required for the contract, construction methods, construction schedule in the form of work CPM, diagram of precedence, diagram, and bar chart with S-curve or other approved tools of project scheduling and cash flow, manpower schedule, equipment utilization schedule, construction safety and health program, contractors always insurance.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Colette. So to continue with, let me call in Sir Witz again to discuss with us the plans and specification pertinent to this project. Sir Witz?
Good morning. So here's the detailed engineering design plan for 26FA0013, construction of multipurpose building, covered court, convertible evacuation center, Barangay Matalipni, Malinao, Albay, with coordinates 13.9012 on north latitude, 123.67753 east longitude. Next, please. So for the perspective plan and the site development plan and the vicinity map, makikita niyo po, Barangay Matalipni ito siya. Malapit po siya. Katabi mismo ng Barangay Hall ng Barangay Matalipni. And it also shows the volume bill of quantities. Next, please. So, before I forget pala, din sa previous project, meron din tayong lalagay ng monuments and marker ang showing where the project is located. Ang coordinates po siya. Paano coordinates po ng project, yun din po yun. Next, please. So, yung front elevation niya, ito po. Next, ang right side elevation. By the way, 30 meters din pong haba nito. Next, please. Longitudinal section. Next, please. So, 30 by 17. Ito yung open plan din to. Next, please. So, ito rin po yung detail ng basketball ring natin. Tapos yung makikita din sa base section. Next, please. So, ito yung textured floor finish layout din po. So, yung bali magiging color scheme ng natin. Ang basketball court, lahat po ng floor, with two colors, blue, green, and white. Next, please. Next, please. So, ito yung structural details ng natin notes. Next. Yan na construction note din. Next. So, yung putting tayo details, sa showing the cutting list and the mga required sizes ng dimension ng putting natin. Next, beam layout, but 4 meters. Next, yung 6 meters since dalawa pang beam natin. Next, roof framing layout, showing din yung location ng kung saan nilalagay yung mga trusses natin for every 6 meters. Next, Kaya, ayan, yung trusses. Details po yung trusses, mga spot detail, anchorage, and pa. Next. Yan sa trusses din po, diagram ng truss bracing natin. Next. Ayan. So, ayun. Electrical layout. Anyway, for the full plans po, you can download at the PDFs for this project. Next.
Thank you so much, Sir Wits. So again, please take note of those reminders. So since wala nga tayong possible mga queries, so we proceed now to the last contract ID 26 FA0014. So Ma'am Pulit, go ahead.
Invitation to bid for 26 FA0014, construction of tribal hall Barangay Buang, Tabaco City, Albay. 13.303774, 123.648918. The DPWH Albay First DEO through GAA 2026 intends to apply the sum of 4,900,000 being the approved budget for the contract. Completion of the work is required 140 calendar days. Prospective bidders should be registered with classified by the pickup with at least license categories small, at least size range of small b. Bidders should have completed within 10 years from the date of submission and receipt of bids a contract similar to the project. The description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in Section 2, instruction to bidders. The prospective bidder should submit its valid and updated PhilJEP certificate of registration pursuant to the requirements provided in Section 20 in the IR of RA 12009. Bidding is restricted to Filipino citizens or proprietorship cooperatives and partnership organization with at least 60% interest or outstanding capital not belonging to citizens of the Philippines. The bidder must have completed an SLCC that is similar to the procurement project to be bid and whose value must be equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC. Further, that contractors under small a and small b categories without similar experience on the procurement project to be bid may be allowed to bid if the cost of such contract is not more than the allowable range of contract cost of the registration based on the guidelines as prescribed by the PCAP. Also, bidders and FCC must be at least equal to the APC to be bid. Interested bidders may obtain further information from DPWH Albay First DEO inspect the bidding documents at the address given below from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by the interested bidders on June 11, 2026 to July 6, 2026 from the address below and upon payment of the applicable fee for bidding documents pursuant to the details guides issued by the GPBB in the amount of 5,000. Prospective bidders shall present the original official receipt of payment for the documents to the Back Secretary to this office before deadline for inclusion in the list of contractors for eligibility processing. The owner of authorized representatives included in the CRC will be allowed to transact business relative to the bidding matters per DO 197 series of 2000. Those representatives not included in the CRC are required to submit special power of attorney or secretary certificate, whichever is applicable, and one valid government ID for the owner and representative to be allowed to transact business. All participating bidders must be in the documents request list of the PhilJEP's website. These must be duly approved by the BAC Secretary through manual submission at the address indicated below on or before July 6, 2026, 10 a.m. Date which shall not be accepted. Bid opening shall be on July 6, 2026, 10:01 a.m. onwards. Procurement unit Albay First. For further information, please refer to Michael A. Prospector, Chief Construction Section, Albay First. The minimum experience requirements for key personnel are the following: 5 project manager, 1 project engineer, 1 materials engineer, 1 construction foreman. This qualification applies if the pledged person's largest project handles doesn't meet the required 50% of the ABC. The minimum major equipment requirements are the following: 1 bagger mixer, 1 plate compactor, 1 welding machine, 2 concrete vibrator, 1 cutting outfit, 1 bar bender, 1 bar cutter, enough civil electrical structural tools. Modifying the list of requirements to be pledged or non-compliant as to required equipment and the number of units in the BDS is considered as complete bid And eighth ground for disqualification is strictly comply the requirements prescribed under DEO 58 series of 2012, inclusion of material data on the purchase equipment of a bidder in his bid documents, DEO 11 series of 2017, inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid, DEO 253 series of 2003, accreditation of asphalt and Portland cement concrete batching plants, additional contract documents required for the contract, construction methods, construction schedule in the form of per CPM diagram or precedence diagram and bar chart with S-curve or other approved tools of project scheduling and cash flow, manpower schedule, equipment utilization schedule, construction safety and health program, contractors all risk insurance.
Thank you, ma'am. So, any other additional information, Ma'am Bang?
Sir, good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning. Yes, thank you.
Please expect in supplemental bulletin for these three projects, subjecting the re-updating of equipment requirements, particular on concrete vibrator po, sir.
So, po,
And for ID12, the ITB project title
coordinates.
coordinates. So yun na po, sir.
Ano yun? Mabit po bit.
Supplemental bulletin.
Supplemental.
Re-updating na po. Di na, ano, notate.
Saro po. Dahil lang mo dyan, state track. Tagabos
Sabay
yan
na
ang
siya.
Yun nga, re-updating na lang. Re-updating
Oh,
natin.
di i-note na lang po. I-note.
Kaya ko yan man na dahil lamang maski sa
Yes, required yun
Oo,
sa
Para
howling.
minimum talaga siya. Part.
Re-updating ng equipment requirements in the project title.
Number of one, number of units.
Up
Diba?
on units.
May instead na one, 2 units yata nakalagay dito.
Minimum. Yun na po,
So,
sir.
yun na?
Opo.
Okay, so thank you so much, Ma'am Bang. So let us now hear Sir Wicks to discuss with us the DED plans and specification, of course, pertinent to this particular project. Sir Wicks, go ahead, please.
Good morning. So for 26 FA 0014, Construction Tribal Hall, Barangay Buang, Tabaco City, Albay, 13.303774 latitude, and 123.648918 longitude. Next, please. So here's the perspective plan for the tribal hall.
anong size?
Next pa. So located siya sa Barangay Buang. Next, please. So yung size niya is 9 by 9. Square lang po. So front elevation and rear elevation. Ay, hindi. 9 pa lang yan, sorry. Front pa lang front and rear. Rest lang pa lang front and rear. Next, please. So 9 by 12 pala. Ang size niya is 9 by 12. Rectangular type. Next, please. So, section view. Next, please. So, ito yung mga detailed plans for sa steps, section ng ceiling, mga spot detail ng bend. Tapos yung detailed section ng steps. Next, please. So, scheduled doors and windows. So, we have 3 types of doors and 3 types of windows. Next, please. For the structural notes, general notes, construction notes, showing the mga requirement natin, minimum requirements ng mga bakal. Next. So, yung foundation plan niya, you can see that it's very simple lang, maliit lang naman po siya. Tapos yung roof framing plan. Next. Ito rin po yung details ng mga footing tibing natin, footings. Next. Roof beam schedule. Yung mga beam din natin, detail pa rin. Next. So ito rin po yung detail ng trusses natin, showing the sizes and the requirement ng mga bakal. Next. So for the electrical, ito rin po yung requirement, general notes. Next. For the sanitary and drainage layout, ito rin po siya, showing din where will be the septic tank will be located. Next. The isometric and clean water layout. Next. Ito rin po yung detail ng septic tank natin, showing the sizes and mga bakal and concrete thickness. Next. Okay. For any for complete plans, you can download it from the PDFs pa. Thank you.
So, thank you so much, Sir Waits. So, naibigay na yung additional information. Since wala rin tayong expected ng question, wala na rin tayong di-discuss, anybody now may move for adjournment?
I move to adjourn this
Repeat.
previous second.
Second motion.
So, it has been moved and seconded that this private conference be adjourned. So, thank you so much. Good morning
Thank you, sir.
and God
Good morning.
bless us.